Hi everyone, Ron Crider reporting for duty today. Today is Thursday. It is my day 179. Tomorrow will be 180. It's September the 10th. It will be a half a year since I started doing this. And if you haven't seen this before, I report the numbers all the way from Miami up through Orlando and the east coast of Florida. These are the numbers with respect to the positives and the deaths and so forth. And they came in about 11:30 today, actually around 11 o'clock. I'm getting them up a little bit sooner than I used to. This is non-commercial. I don't get paid for any of this. And if you see some commercials pop in there, I didn't put them there. They were put there by YouTube. All right, first I have a couple of little... No, let me give you this. Let me tell you what these numbers are first before we get into the little bit of headlines that we have. Numbers are not good. It's going to be red all over the screen today because the new cases in the entire state of Florida were 2,583. That's up by 527 over yesterday. The new deaths in Florida were 207. That's up by 11 over yesterday. Yesterday they were 196. Now, you're going to hear these numbers and you're going to say, Crider gave the wrong number. Everybody has a number that's a little bit different. I get my numbers from Johns Hopkins University, and they sort of filter them, and I don't know what they do to the numbers. Sometimes theirs are higher, sometimes those are lower. But I like to think that Johns Hopkins is not trying to politicize this thing. So that's where my numbers come from. They're always very close, but sometimes they're a little bit different. So I just wanted you to know that. And the 7-day moving averages, well, they're at 95.43. Yesterday, they were at 86.86. So the moving averages went up. And they went up because of that 207 deaths that were reported in the past 24 hours. So we have 207. Yesterday, we reported 196. Then we had a bunch of double-digit numbers in there, 48, 22, 35, and 60, which helped drive this number down into the just the double-digit numbers out of the triple-digit numbers. So we're hoping that they will come down tomorrow. But you're going to hear me saying this. I started talking about the other day. I'm really concerned about what's going to happen in the next week or two as we start getting the results in from Labor Day, and we'll see how well we did in Labor Day. Now, let me tell you this. Most obviously, weather wasn't that great, so maybe there weren't as many people out running around, and maybe more people stayed at home, and hopefully things will be better. Alrighty. But headlines in the news today, the Florida pandemic numbers for Thursday showed, as I just said, 210 reported deaths linked to COVID-19 and new infections afflicting 2,583 people. That's the second straight day in which the State Department of Health added at least 200 fatalities to its COVID-19 toll. That has not happened in nearly 4 weeks. So I think you can kind of see that maybe people were ramping up for that Labor Day weekend, but I still think it's a little bit too soon. And then this is a little bit of good news. I try to give you some good news every day. The Florida unemployment claims still dropping as job market gradually starts to recover. So that's a really good thing. Alrighty, folks, don't forget now. Don't forget to push the like button. Please, please, please push the like button. All right. Well, maybe I should have said that after I did the shout-outs. Always a shout-out to Heather Mason. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate that. Marie Arnold, Diana Stark, Joan, Ellen, Elizabeth, George, Vanessa, Tony, Kevin in Texas, Wayne and Dorothy, the Minnetonkans folks, the Kennedys up in Long Island. Let's see, Donna, Mancari, Captain Marsha. Hey, Captain Marsha out at our front gate. Dannie up in New Jersey, Ron and Barb Dumoulin, Jim Peabody, Britt, Betsy, Sherrie, Jay, George Ed, Timothy, John, Marx, and Kelly. Thank you guys for watching. Sure do appreciate it. They're over at the Polo Deli. Barby, Ann Hawley, Kathleen, Bruce, Jay Parm, Rosemary, Bittle, and Megan. Megan's back. Thank you, Megan. You know who we haven't heard from for a while? Paige Curtis. I wonder whatever happened to Paige Curtis. She seems to have disappeared. She used to be everywhere. I hope she's doing okay. Anybody hear about Paige Curtis, let me know. Let me know what's going on with her. Haven't seen her for a while and haven't heard anything from her lately. I have to tell you this. I already asked you to push the like button, so I would appreciate if you do that. Remember what I have to tell you about. It's easier to mask up and wear the mask a distant space than it is to wear that ventilator. We don't want to be wearing any ventilators. Absolutely not. Ventilators are not a good thing. I mean, you hear me say this every day. Say, Crider, you stop talking about it. No, I'm going to keep telling you about the ventilator because that is just not a pleasant device that you want to get involved in. A lot of people get on those ventilators. Don't get off the ventilators. They get put into another box, and that's not a good box. We don't want to be in there. Not trying to scare you, just trying to let you know you don't want to get on a ventilator. And all you have to do is wear the mask. Just wear the mask. And there's a fairly good chance that you're going to be okay. All right? Yeah, you're not going to like my numbers when I do the numbers today because I get a little political at the end. I'm apologizing in advance for that. Okay, weather report today for the Treasure Coast. Mixed clouds with sun and scattered thunderstorms today. High 87 degrees. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour for you boaters. The chance of rain today on Thursday is about 40%. And then tonight, partly cloudy. Late tonight with showers and thunderstorms. Low 78. The winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The chance of rain tonight is about 50%. And then tomorrow on Friday, the last day of the work week. Where has it gone? Oh my goodness gracious. I just can't believe this. Time is going by so swiftly. Mixed clouds and sun tomorrow with scattered thunderstorms. High 88 degrees. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. The chance of rain is about 50%. I do need to say something about, I thought I had that in here, and I guess I don't. There are some storms brewing down in the Caribbean. There's one that could be heading our way, maybe not the Vero Beach way across South Florida over the weekend. There's nothing to be worried about here, folks. We don't need to button up. We don't need to start preparing for any big storms. There's just a lot of activity down there, and we do need to keep an eye on it, and I will be happy to do that for you. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll keep you informed all the way along the way. So let's do this. Let's move into the numbers. And following the numbers, I only have a couple of more little teeny tiny things to say, and that'll be it. So maybe we can get through this thing very quickly today. Back in a bit. Alrighty, folks, here we are with the numbers today. Didn't say back in a flash, did I? I'm not saying that anymore. Nope, got to get out of those grooves, for heaven's sakes. You've already heard the numbers are not good. No, we're down again. 207 deaths reported in the past 24 hours for today, Thursday. That's up by 11 from yesterday. Yesterday it was 196. Not good. And then we take a look at the number of positives today. We're up by 527. Yesterday there were 2,056. Today there's 2,583. Just a reminder, new cases back in July the 12th, we had 15,300. Those were the most number of cases. So I guess we should feel a little bit blessed that we're only down to 2,583. So that's a long way down from 15,300. Nonetheless, this isn't exactly where we wanted to be. Where do you see the moving averages? They're not good either. Same thing over here with the deaths. We had 276 on August the 11th. That was a little bit more than a month and a day ago, and now we're down at 207. That's just unacceptable. But what are we going to do? We got to keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully we have to do better. I almost feel like I've already read this book before. I keep hoping it's going to, well, aren't we all? We're all hoping it's going to get over sooner rather than later, but we're coming up on 180 days of doing this. Some of you, it is all over 180 days. All right, well, let's take a look at Miami, folks. 49 new deaths reported in the past 24 hours, 461 new positives in Miami-Dade. In Broward County, that's Fort Lauderdale, 14 new deaths to report in the past 24 hours, 173 new positives. Then in Palm Beach County, 9 new deaths to report, 110 new positives. Take a look at Orange County now. Orange County is Orlando. 7 new deaths to report and 107 new positives in the past 24 hours. Brevard County is Melbourne. 8 new deaths to report, 45 new positives. St. Lucie County is Fort Pierce, 3 new deaths to report, 26 new positives. Then in Martin County, that would be Stewart, 2 new deaths to report, and no new positives to report down there in the past 24 hours. Then here in Indian River County, where I am, no new deaths to report. However, there were 12 new positives, and those new positives were in zip code 32963 over here in the Barrier Island where I am. No new positives for zip code 32960. All right, let's slide across here and take a look at the deaths. This is the moving averages. That's what we're all concerned about, moving averages. 95.43, that 207. I told you yesterday we were going to have trouble getting rid of this 196. Well, now we're going to have to get rid of the 207 because these other numbers, these 60s, 35s, 22s, and 48s, drove the numbers down really far. This 100 will drop off tomorrow, and if we had a lower number over here, we might be able to get out of the woods here, but this is not good. Let me take you now over to the moving averages. I just updated this chart. Look at this thing. It's going in the wrong direction, for heaven's sakes. Look at this. I mean, we gave back just about everything that we had gotten. Over here on the 7th, we were at 96.86, and we're at 95.43. We're almost back where we were. We're going in the absolute wrong direction. And the worst part about all this, folks, and I'm not trying to, cry in my beer here or in my coffee, but we're not even seeing the results of Labor Day, and who knows what's going to happen then. No, I'm not trying to scare everybody out there, but let's face it, we need to brace ourselves for what's coming because surely I would think that we may have some bigger numbers as we get into the next week and a half, 2 weeks to see what takes place there. Now, on the other hand, we didn't have such great weather over Labor Day, so possibly, it's not going to be quite as bad. Okay, once again, we're taking a look at the world meter here. This is going to show you, this is actually the U.S. meter. Yesterday, the numbers as of yesterday, total cases, California led the pack as always, Texas second, Florida was third. Then in the new cases, same thing, Texas was ahead of California and Florida was third. Now we'll go over to the deaths. This is the one that everybody's concerned about yesterday. Florida led the pack with 202. Not good. Then California had 155. Texas 126. Michigan 76. Georgia 58. North Carolina was in sixth place with 45. Mississippi had 38. Tennessee 35. Arizona 30. South Carolina had 30. Let's see. South Carolina had 30. Illinois had 28. And let's skip on down here very quickly and take a look at Pennsylvania had 21. We'll go down a little further for Lizzie out in Iowa at 18. And Indiana, 17. Idaho, 17. Kentucky, 16. Wisconsin, 15. Kansas had 14. Missouri had 14. We'll go down here to Jersey. You guys up there in Jersey. Hey, Danny, you got 11 down there yesterday, 11 deaths yesterday. In Maryland, that would be, let's see, who's in Maryland? That's Julie. Julie had 9 yesterday up in Maryland. And we'll go down just a little bit further here. Minnesota, for my Minnetonka friends, you had 7 deaths up there in Minnesota. In New York, there were 5. Massachusetts, there were 5. Colorado, 4. District of Columbia had 4. Utah had 3. And that's about it. I don't think there's anything else in here that anybody would really care a whole lot about, but those are the numbers as of yesterday. I can only give you the numbers from yesterday, mainly because if I try to show them to you today, see what happens. There's all these blank lines in here, and that won't give you really any good, valuable information. All righty, folks. So now let's move on to the... all right. This is the global view. These are the number of cases in the world, in the entire world. 6,370,081 total cases in the United States. In the United States, the deaths are 191,168. That was as of, it says 13 minutes ago, and it's coming up on 12 noon right now. Now let's take a look at the global cases. 27,925,613. 27,925,613. And the global deaths, 905,089. So this is looking, the deaths are looking to get close to 1 million. The USA deaths are popping up there, looking like they're going to get towards 200,000. And surely we're going to hit 28 million in these global cases. Just a horrible thing. And this has become a political football, as you can imagine. Yeah, I just can't turn TV on right now because everybody is blaming the other guy. Well, he said this back in January, and he said this in February, and he said this. And let me tell you something. Everybody is saying something different. This is horrible that they're using this situation right now. Both the Republicans and the Democrats are using this pandemic as some kind of a weapon to get elected. It just drives me absolutely crazy. This has nothing to do with the election. I think, personally, this is going to be political, but I'm sorry. I think the president did the best job he could. I don't think he deliberately decided to kill a lot of people like the Democrats are saying. I think that's totally wrong. And on the other hand, I don't think the Democrats should be talking about it, and I don't think the Republicans should be talking about it. We should be dealing with it. And the only way to deal with it, my position is that the Republicans and the Democrats, Biden and President Trump, should sit down together and say, we collectively agree that we need to put a stop to this and we need to do something together. If they did something on the left and the right together, that would bring everybody together. It would be very simple. The way it's set up right now, it's 100% divided. And when it's divided, you got people choosing up sides and doing whatever they feel like doing. It's very easy to fix. They won't fix it. It's politics. Politics can't be fixed. It's very unfortunate. Sorry, losing my temper here. Don't mean to do that. Okay, I'll be back with something hopefully a little bit positive here in just a moment. Have a really great day. Coming back in a moment. Alrighty, folks, I don't have anything cute to say today. I don't have any sayings. I don't have any useless bits of information. No pet patrol other than to remind you about the flu shot. Don't forget to get your flu shot. I think it's a pretty good idea. We won't politicize that. Got into a little rant here at the end of the numbers today. But I honest and truly believe, most obviously, if you heard me say, well, we can fix it if the left and the right got together. I don't know if we can fix it, but I know what. We can make life a lot better if both the Democrats and the Republicans sat down and said, look, this pandemic thing has got to stop, and we can do something maybe to help mitigate it. No, they can't create a vaccine. It's the same thing with all of this business of protesting. I mean, if the left and the right sat down and said, we both agree there shouldn't be any protesting. I've heard them both say that. Both the left and the right said protesting is bad, it's evil, it's awful, and it does. There's a difference between protesting and looting. I'm referring to looting. Protesting, do whatever you want to do. We don't care about that. It's just looting stuff and on these killings and all of this horrible stuff that's going on. And it's never too soon for two sides to get together and try to work something out. I would feel a whole lot better going into the election if I thought that at least the president and the person who's running for office were working together somehow, hand in hand, to try to resolve a couple of issues. They're clearly not going to agree to everything. It's never going to happen in a million years. Even what I'm suggesting probably won't happen either. I wish it would, and I think it would be a really great idea. It would show, let me tell you what, if one or the other, I don't care if Biden said, hey, President Trump, let's get together in neutral territory and sit down and talk about all these shootings and all this looting and stuff, and as well as the pandemic, and let's see if we can't lock hands and get together and try to bring the country together, at least with respect to those two items. I think they're pretty much in agreement with them, other than the fact they want to beat each other up over them, and that's the wrong thing to do. Totally the wrong thing to do. I'm not watching TV. There's no point in watching it because I know what it is. They're going to each side has geared up with at least 8 more things they're going to release every week until the election day about what the other guy did wrong. So it's just a terrible thing. But the pets are always the best thing. So send me pictures of your pets to runcrider@gmail.com. It's right up there on the screen. And hopefully we'll have some more pets and we'll be able to do more with the Pet Patrol. Then never be a part of the problem and always be a part of the solution. I'm going to keep saying that every day because that's my little slogan. And I want to believe that if you think about it and all of a sudden you feel like you're sort of part of a problem, try to turn it around to be part of the solution. And I hope you have a very, very blessed Thursday. Tomorrow's the last day of the business week, and then we'll be into the weekend. So see you back here tomorrow. Have a really great day.